everyone, it's Laura from Laura's Handcrafted Treats and Treasures. Welcome to or back to my channel. Alright, so I am here with a final flip through on a journal I've been working on. I had mentioned in a previous video that I was not going to do a process video on this one because it was something I just needed to get at and get done, but I am going to do a flip through. So I am using Carolyn's Musings papers. This kit is called Rooted in Him, a faith journal, and I have all the links in the description box. Also, for Miss Carolyn, I have her YouTube, her Ko-fi, her Etsy shop, and her Facebook page, which is One Way Journals. So head on over there if you'd like to check out any of her stuff. She has beautiful papers. All right, so this one, I've basically taken a book and I gutted out the book, and that's where I started. So I have gutted the book and then I covered the outside right here. It's sort of like a fabric. It's actually, if I can find it, this stuff. And you can buy it in different colors. So I used this, and then this was part of the kit, and they had a couple different spines. They actually had, she actually had some spines and papers that you could create your own book altogether, but I chose to use the book I had prepared and ready to go, because like I said, I had to kind of get this one done. All right. So let's get into this a little bit. This is part of the kit. I cut all of this out, and then this went behind it. This is sort of the wallpaper, was in my vision as you're going into the room. And then this right here was actually supposed to go up here, and this was supposed to be behind. So it was sort of like a border. Oh, what am I trying to think of? You know, in your hallway, you have the... It's not coming to my brain. Anyhow, but then once I did this, and I was like, oh, darn, I meant to put this part behind, so this was just showing up here. I just went and got another piece of paper that I had, and it's like, okay, this is a wood floor, so imagine it this way. This is a wood floor, and this is where the carpet ends. Anyway, I went ahead and put on these little corners. These are actually buttons. I've used to get them all the time from Joann's, and I had them in my stash. I have some of the ones that clip over, but the book was so thick that they wouldn't go, but I thought that looked nice anyway. So on the back side, I went ahead and added another pocket, and just to finish it off. I just wanted it to be finished off all the way around. So this journal is made for someone who journals a lot. So I was asked to keep a lot of journaling pages and spots. So I hope I did a good job here. Let's get into it. All right, her name is going to go right here in the nameplate. And then, of course, I have these pockets, and I'm not going to pull everything out as we go through, but I lined this up. This came with the kit this way, but you'll see this throughout the journal where I have actually lined up the papers with like the background papers with the pocket or whatever I had chose to use. Okay, so I'm going to get those back in there. All right, so this is just one of my die cuts. And again, I took the same paper, matched it to the page behind, and then you have a bunch of cute little writing spots here. And then you can even write on the little tickets and tags behind it. Then this one is a total journaling page. I didn't do anything with that. Again, I did a matchup and journal here. And then this was totally for journaling. I've done another matchup with lots of journaling spots, tags. I've added some of the wording and stuff that she sent with the kit. Journaling, another pocket, and just added some embellishments. I guess I could show you what that looks like all together. The papers are absolutely gorgeous and so much to work with. It was crazy. Another journaling. This one I matched up, but this one since I had to do 2 pages to do my match, I had a second one of these, so I just popped it up and kind of offset it to the one that was there, just so that it would give it like a 3D effect, I guess, was kind of my thought process. And then I did a belly band, and I took extra of one of the pages and just made another journaling spot. This one, I just made the belly band and it matches exactly what's underneath of it. So I really liked that one. Didn't want to get rid of that. Okay, then the middle, I just left completely blank, totally for journaling. Another journal, some more tags. This was just another little die cut that I have. So I did that. Lots of great little scripture throughout. And then just some pockets with journaling tags. Another journaling spot. So lots of journaling in here. That's what I was requested to do. So that's what I'm going to do. This was part of the kit. So I threw that in there. These tags were part of the kit. And then I always try to throw like extra papers and stuff in there just for extra spots. And then this one, if you take this card out, it flips up and you can journal. And then the bottom one does the same thing. Over there, more journaling. This one, I almost left, and then I thought, no, I'm going to go ahead and put another little pocket in there. So I did another little pocket. This is a little envelope, and it has a little journal card in there. And that's the end of the first signature. Again, I've just got more pockets, more journaling, more tags, lots of stuff going on. Another little side pocket that lines up and matches. And then, let's see. I'm missing a page. No, journaling. I wanted to keep this. I didn't want to cover that up at all. So I just thought I'm going to keep that right there. And then journaling, another side pocket. And this one again, I just took a die cut and matched up the background paper. And then, of course, we have these beautiful postcards that are in there, tags. And then these were little just embellishments that came with the kit as well. So I thought, well, I'm just going to tuck that right here and then put another little journal card in there. Okay, so then this one I love. It's this little pocket that I like to make. And so I did that where you could put a pocket here, but yet you can still tuck these up here. I don't remember who taught me to make that one, but then you have a tag here. You don't even have to leave that open. You can seal it up because you really can't get anything out of there. But yeah, I love making these. They're fun because you can just tuck some of the smaller things in there is what I think I like about it. And then we have this little embellishment, Jeremiah 31:3, and then I just put a magnet so that closes down. And after I just noticed back here, it should have really went here, and I just realized that that should have went here over top, but that's okay. It's just extra, and I think it looks good there anyway. Wanted to leave that. This one, I did a window, and this was inspired by Lori, the crafting auntie. She does a lot of these like window things, and I'm like, I want to do that. So Rooted in Him was the page underneath, which some people I think used for their covers, but I really liked that, and I wanted to cut that out again and then just put my tag in there. And then of course I've got a whale tail punch on the top there. And then this I made just as a bookmark, and then I just added a jump ring. I did the eyelet, a jump ring, and then a bulb pin, and then added some charms to it so she could mark her spot wherever she's journaling at that particular week or month or day. This one, I knew right away when I saw it, it's just the same page, but I just wanted to cut around there. I wanted to leave this so that you could see it. And so I just made that little pocket to put some extra things in. Another journal page, this one. I just didn't want to cover all of this up because again, can be for journaling. So I thought, all right, I'm just going to put a couple little corner tuck spots, and that way I can stuff extra paper. And then this was extra from another one that I needed. So I'm like, oh, well, journal card it is. More journaling. And then there's these little tickets throughout I've put that come with the kit. I don't think I used anything that didn't come with the kit, except for on the very front of the cover. So here are some more journaling, and or if I use something for journaling. And then this one, I love to do these too, so I had to add it. So this one, you take this out, and then you have all of these journaling spots. And I'm not going to even indicate that that does that. I like it when the recipient finds things and they're like, oh, I didn't know that did that, you know? So I just think it's kind of fun if they're going through their journal and they're like, what does this do? I was going to put something in here. I still may go back and put like a word or something, but it was so pretty. I didn't want to cover it up. Some more journaling. And then over here, I did a double belly band. Love came down for me. Jesus will never cast me out. And then, of course, I did ran a second digital so that I could cut these out and then make that a double belly band. And then just paper I had in my stash. And then this one is an envelope card, I guess. I don't know what you call them, but I picked a bunch of these up. I don't know where I found them, but I was like, oh, those are going to make great little things to put in journals. And then this was the piece that I cut out from that window of Rooted in Him, and I just used it to make the envelope. And then this was just some gauze, actually, coffee dyed gauze, and these came with the kit as well. So I love that one. It's so fun. Okay, come on, get back in there. I like to put them back. I know it takes me a little bit of time while I'm doing them because then I don't have to go back and refill it. Okay, so then these I did this one and I was like, oh, I already had that sort of a design pocket over here, but oh well, it's already done. So I didn't really mirror that. I just did the pockets. And then of course I did one on the back, same thing. And these have little tags and tuck spots in them. And then, of course, we have the back again. I've decided against any type of a closure. I don't think it needs one. It's going to sit in a bookshelf or wherever she wants it just fine. And I also didn't do one because I didn't want to cover up anything in the front. And I just didn't have anything I thought that just would look good closing it here. Plus, if she fills it and it gets bigger and bigger, yeah. Anyway, this is the kit, Rooted in Him, a faith journal. And like I said, all the links are in the description box below. So hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.